Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, the Almighty gave me eyes that can see the ruthless world performing its savage deed, see the power-hungry food trying to implement the rules, see the legislation and the hands of those who are going to bite the instant we turn our eyes away. Mr. President, the Almighty gave me ears that can hear the chimes of cows and destruction, hear the cries of those who are under oppression, hear the cracks in their voices and the dullness in their tongue, and hear the storm inside those who see a regression coming. Mr. President, the Almighty gave me a heart that feels, a heart that beats, a heart that beats for the people who are being restricted to do their jobs, a heart that beats for the people who are being discriminated, a heart that beats for the women who are forced to die because of their husband's death, a heart that beats for the men who are incarcerated, prosecuted, confined and imprisoned because of their color, their creed and their race, and because of the reason they have no control over. As because of fear, I raised my voice. As because of fear, I tried to stand up. As because of fear, I used my words. And as because of fear, I used my tongue. And I'm not alone, Mr. President. I am not alone. There are many like me. But then, it is ordered by the rulers. The same power-hungry, savage rulers who rule this ruthless world that chop their tongue. And for the reason, they speak for justice. Mr. President, all we ask for some rice, all we long for is to be alive. We didn't ask much, but just some space to breathe. But do the rulers ever allow us to breathe? No. There are many examples in the history, flattered with bloodshed and surrounded by mystery. Let's talk about Socrates, a man of wisdom, who wished to see his nation ruled by the voice. And what did he get for it? An order? An order to be dead by drinking of poison? Mr. President, Nelson Mandela. He became the symbol of revolution. And what did he get for it? 27 years in imprisonment? While his family moved on, while his friends changed, while his children grew up, and there he was a man in pain. Martin Luther King, a man who had dreamed to see his nation exalted, a man who has a dream to see the people of his nation united, a man who has a dream to see the rational discrimination uprooted. For that dream, he raised his voice. But no, that was an ultimate crime against the givers of the justice and this world, and she paid the price for that crime with his death. He was assassinated for having a dream, Mr. President, for having a dream. Let's not go further. Let's talk about Malala Yousafzai. A small girl was attacked for she raised her voice and told the world that the women deserve the same education as men, for she stand up for the rights of the women, for she used the gift given by God Almighty, the gift of speech in a democratic country, and paid the price for that gift. Mr. President, this tradition has been followed so throughout the history. It has infected millions, leaders, writers, supporters and journalists. Mr. President, I leave you with a question. Then how long will this tradition continue? How long will this injustice continue? How long will this powerful suppress the voice of the weak? Because this is what I know, that all the walls of oppressions built will have to go. I thank you all.